We're good?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Good? Mm-hmm. Good evening, everyone. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call?
Amanda Allen.
Here.
Julia Ah.
Here.
Linda Baker.
Here.
Nicole Cover. Ross Daniels. Aaron Nowak.
Here.
Melissa Patch.
Here. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any comments or questions on the agenda for tonight?
None.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Amanda Allen.
Yes.
Julia Ah.
Yes.
Linda Baker.
Yes.
Nicole Cover. Ross Daniels. Melissa Patch.
Yes.
Aaron Nowak.
Yes, agenda is approved. First call for public comment? None? Okay. Moving on to discussions and presentations. Up first, Chris Mankowski from Plant Moran about the middle school roof replacement bid recommendation.
Good evening. Presenting the middle school roofing recommendation. So it'll be a fluid applied coating to the remaining areas of the middle school that weren't touched in Series 2. This will be funded by Series 3. Will include replacement of any wet roofing insulation before the coating goes down, and a few ladders that will provide Brian and his team safe access to mechanical equipment. Bidding took place the March 27th through the 15th. It was posted on 8 project bid sites, including the state site Sigma. 14 contractors were notified of the bid. We did receive 3 submissions. Before we get to the award, Tremco came out and did additional moisture testing. Last week, we're awaiting those results, and that'll allude to the allowance we're seeking with the award. Once we get those back, we'll have a better understanding of how much wet insulation we're dealing with. Currently, we're thinking about 20,000 square feet. So to the award, Modern Roofing was the lowest qualified bidder at $1,417,000. And then we're requesting a wet insulation replacement allowance that'll be for Three Rivers to manage of $450,000. And that's essentially, it's based off square footage rates for what it costs to replace.
Sorry. You're talking.
Self-reflection.
I'm fired. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, so that allowance is based on square footage rates for replacement. Then we're requesting an owner contingency of 7% based off Modern's bid price, not the allowance and the bid price. So that'd be $99,190 for an award total of $1,966,190. Any questions?
Questions for Chris?
How long is that going to be good for then, just out of curiosity?
Fluid applied?
I mean, what's the useful life, whatever.
Brian, help me out here. Fluid applied, expect to be within the same range of a new roof?
Within the same range. It's, I don't want to say considered an equivalent, because it's not an exact equivalent, but it's a solid roof. It should stay the number of years.
It's a cost-effective method. There's certain parameters you have to meet to be able to do fluid applied, but it's a cost-effective method to get you essentially a new roof that will last.
It includes the drains and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of that was taken care of during Series 2.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you, Chris.
Cool, thank you.
All right, up next, Series 3 bond sale.
So there will be more information. We have resolution at the May 19th, but I just wanted to highlight a few things that came across in the memo that's included. We received a strong bond
rating of A. I like to kind of throw this out, compliments to the district and the financial management practices that have taken place over the last few years that we're really tightening that up. We received a bond rating of AA for participation in the Michigan School Bond Qualification and Loan Program, so that's exciting. There was a total of 8 bids, which they said, with the market the way it has been, that was phenomenal, so we were super excited about that. There was good news for the bond issue construction fund. The bond pricing came in favorable, and the capital improvements those are $129,703 higher than what was budgeted, so that was super exciting. The total debt service for 2025 bonds also came in under budget. The estimated was $25,925,023, but the total that came in was $19,182,156 for a favorable variance of $6.7 million. So that was super exciting news. But again, we'll bring the board resolution at the regular meeting on May 19th. So those were sold. We're working on the wire, and then those funds will be available to us May 22nd or 23rd, something like that. So we can start the ball rolling with Series 3 after we get the funds. So that's on bond sale. I have a whole list, so I'll just keep going if that's
Yep.
okay. Next is our Link Learning information, our partnership with Link Learning with Berrien Springs Schools. We had 36 graduates last year, one of the higher number of graduates out of the 16 centers in the area. We have about 45% of the students of the 185 that are enrolled come from Three Rivers, and then any schools that, let's say they come from White Pigeon, we get a non-residential FTE for that. So we have a partnership with them, but we brought in revenue of $61,652 by partnering with them. So we always are working to try to transition the kids back if they would like to, but if they don't, we at least have that opportunity to say, hey, we do have an opportunity for you to continue in your education. That might not be in a traditional setting, so it's a great partnership to have with them. Next on the list is just to be aware of the ISD center-based program that Melissa and myself and ISD is exploring. The cognitively impaired program, elementary and secondary, is currently at Mendon. They are phasing out of Mendon due to some construction and space that they need to utilize the rooms. So we met before break, visited the programs, partnering with Sturgis in such a way. So Sturgis is going to take the secondary program, and we're looking to take the elementary program. It is nothing that is addition to our district. It is just that we're housing the program for the CI centers-based program that is not at Pathfinder. I'm working with Brian, George, I'll be working with Justin, just for security, for building usage, for all the food services, because we would contract with them, and then they would pay for the food services as well. We would feed the kiddos. And it also, the staffing and all of that is on the ISD. Again, we just house it. So just wanted to share that we are exploring that. I'm hoping to give them an answer by the end of the week. I'm fairly certain that's the direction we're going to lay, but I just want to make sure that we don't miss anything big by Melissa and I going, yeah, we can do that. And we'll also have Troon review the memo of understanding, so we have that reviewed as well. So that's just informational, just to kind of let you know that that is out there. The last part are the handbooks. So those are each linked. I will start with the K-12 handbook. Dates, obviously, throughout are going to be updated. So that's just on the cover section. Academic calendar, once that is approved, that will be changed. Administrative team, adding Justin Holbrook as our Director of Safety and Security.
When will those get posted?
Which ones? The new handbook? We will post those after July 1, because we'll bring it to a second. Yeah,
Okay.
yep. Board members, Linda has been changed to the Vice President, And then Amanda and Melissa have been added to the board member list. And then the table of contents, we added an appendix. Page 29, we have added, under excuse absence, we added by the following school day. We did not have school day in there, so we're adding that. On page 30, we also added by the next school day about notification for absences. Page 38 is under discipline. We are adding, I want to just make sure I have the right information as I'm saying it. We are adding I tabbed it and now I can't find my tab. Under false alarms, false reports, and bomb threats, we are adding including false accusations under false reports. So we want to put those words in there. And then the appendix is the last page, 55 and 56. Those are the steps that Aaron had brought up with information. It's within the discipline section, but this is more specific to each infraction. What could happen for K-12 across the board, so that we were just putting that piece in there at the end. None of our policies that are in our handbook had significant changes, so there's not a lot of changes within the handbook itself.
What page are the steps listed on?
The discipline steps
Yeah.
are under, hold on, I gotta find them. And it's always dependent on, but it is on page 49 and 50.
Okay, I would recommend, as part of the appendix that lists the steps, adding what step 1 is, step 2 is, step 3 is, step 4 is, so they don't have to, because if someone goes to the,
To the appendix, you're not gonna find it.
you're not gonna find what the
So
steps
take the
are.
disciplinary consequences on 49 and 50, part of 50, and just put it at the bottom there.
I guess this is where the confusion comes from. So on page 49 and 50.
Yep.
Can you tell me where it says what step 1 is?
There is not necessarily a step 1. It includes any of the following. So it's dependent what the infraction is, which is, it could be a warning, it could be an administrative conference. Typically, we try to go the 1, the 2, but that's different than what we're guided and what our policies say.
So when you send a parent to the handbook and they say, I'm step 1 of the handbook disciplinary policy, but they have no idea what step 1 is. So why do we have the appendix?
Because this is the part that would say what we would do. I guess what we'll just do is number these 1, 2.
I
Okay.
would, just
Okay.
because, again, they're gonna go to the appendix and it says step 1 through 4, but nowhere in the handbook
Okay.
do we
Doesn't
state
reference it.
what step 1, 2, 3, 4 would be.
Got it.
So, yeah, if I think you can leave all of this, like, I
Okay.
wouldn't move that
Okay.
necessarily, I would leave that there, but then to make the appendix clearer, state what
Okay.
step 1 is, step 2, does that make sense?
Got it, yep.
Okay, so then number them and add it to the bottom.
Yep,
That
so
would be my-
just number on 49 and 50, not move it to the.
No, I would
content.
leave it, yeah, because I think
Okay.
it flows well with putting that in there, but again, when you reference the appendix, parents will have no idea what step 3 is, or what
Perfect.
step 9 is.
Got
But
it.
then you can, if you have that just at the end, then
Okay.
the reference is right there.
All right,
Is everyone
I
okay
will-
with that?
No, I thought the
Yep.
same.
I'll
That
update
was gonna
that.
be one of my questions.
We'll add, so
I was gonna ask
I'll
where to
number
find
steps on page 49 and 50.
Yes, and then move them to page 57 or whatever it would be.
So in 57 also.
Yes, so I would
Okay.
do
So end of conduct.
end
code
of conduct.
And on page 49, 50.
Mm-hmm. Oh, referencing, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So next is the partnership. Carrie's not here, but the only things that's changed on her are dates. there's nothing that's changed. The letter is the same, just dates and so that's it on that one. Athletic handbook, again, dates on the cover page, and then on page 6, recommending that we remove the very long list of if this, then that on attendance, and have just one blanket statement, which is added there under athletics and social, and school attendance.
I have a question.
Yep.
Where is the detail for penalties for violations
The,
for athletics? So if you have a first violation, it's this.
for attendance or,
Athletics, just period. So if somebody's get caught violating the handbook, they're out 20% of the season. Second infraction is 50%. Third, I thought we were adding that back in, but I don't see it anywhere. And maybe just don't find it.
and I can go back and look at my notes. I think we were recommended to remove that from Troon last year, so I'll go back and look at what my notes were.
Yeah, because I'm curious to know why, because I've had parents complain to me that they don't know where to look to know what the repercussions are.
Okay, I will check on that one.
Okay.
I don't actually,
Because all it says now is that it's up to, the discipline consequences are at the discretion of the AD or designee, which is very vague.
and, yeah,
I don't like that. FYI.
that's okay.
It's just too vague.
But this was taken down to what Troon recommended last year.
So how do we
So-
establish the guidelines that are
Yep.
very clear to parents that know where to look for
Yeah.
my kids there on their second infraction? Where do I go?
I don't want to answer that now because I want to go back and look at my notes
Okay.
from last year. I keep them all.
Okay.
I don't get rid of anything. So I'll find that information out.
I just had one other question too on the
Yep.
MHSAA minimum requirements. Why is the at Three Rivers statement italicized?
Which page are you on?
9 on the PowerPoint, page 8 of the handbook.
Yep. Number 1.
Yeah, I was just curious if there was a reason it was like italicized
yeah.
instead of,
Instead of just normal.
like, it looks like a quote to me.
I will look at, again, I will go look at the notes from last year.
Well, I know because I think our Three Rivers policy is a little different than the MHSAA
Right.
standard. Like ours is a little more
Stringent
stringent.
for the 66%.
Yeah.
Was that maybe why it was, but I just thought it looked strange, like it was a quote from someone.
Okay,
Okay.
yep, I will look at that.
I think we could bold that to make it
And not
stand
just
out and not
italics.
just, not,
Yeah.
yeah. So our hope is to do the handbooks in June?
We have
If we're
it
not posting
on,
till July?
yeah, I think it's June, let me look at my board tracker real quick. I want to say we have these on the next work section, June, yep, June 2nd.
Okay. So any other questions or suggestions for the handbook? Just make sure we get them and we can shore it up on June 2nd, and then it'll be implemented July 1st.
Okay.
Good. Anything else?
That's it.
Is there a reason why Good Friday's been taken off? There's no school, now there's gonna
It
be
will
school on
depend
Good
on what the new
Friday?
calendar is, and I can't say that because it's not been approved yet.
Hasn't been T8. He hasn't been T8, right?
It's been TA, it's not been
Oh.
voted on.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So,
So
the next
that whole
meeting,
calendar could change depending on, but we won't know that for sure until we vote on the teacher contract.
but I can't speak to
We can-
spring break. Spring break does have Good Friday in it next year.
And the
That's,
first day of school is
that's something we
set,
have to follow.
Yeah. we
because that's a
said Thursday.
non-negotiable.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, any other questions on the handbook? Okay. Moving on to our action items. First is the bid approval for the middle school roof replacement. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the recommendation of the responsive bid as presented. Comments or questions on the bid? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Julia Ah,
Yes.
Linda Baker,
Yes.
Nicole Cover, Ross Daniels, Melissa Patch,
Yes.
Amanda Allen,
Yes.
Aaron Noack.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. For the board calendar this month, lots of stuff going on. May 6th is the middle school spring band concert at 7 o'clock at the PAC. May 8th is the high school choir pops concert at 7 p.m. at the PAC. May 14th, high school class of 2025 senior parade starts at 6 p.m. May 19th will be our Board of Education regular meeting. May 22nd is high school graduation. May 26th, Memorial Day, no school. May 30th, last day of school, is a half day. And May 30th, that evening, is also the St. Joe County Adult Education graduation at the Sturgis Middle School at 6. Anything I'm missing from the calendar?
Did we decide, or was it said it's graduation outside this year?
They're trying to plan that, still working on, and Brian, you guys had a meeting last week. The issue is with the chairs on the turf.
Okay.
Don't set very well, and it's not good for the turf, so they were looking at some sort of carpet, but again, we have to,
They did.
they found,
That's what you're asking,
Yeah.
Carrie got that in, we looked at it last week, they're runners,
yeah,
and it seems like it's gonna protect the carpet, or protect the
turf, yeah,
with the chairs.
Gym mats?
no, we looked into that.
Did you really?
How much do they cost? Is it worth, I mean, should we do the expense if we could just do it in the high school and not have the added expense?
Well, I
I have a
think moving
check-in
forward,
with,
we
they, like I
wanna
said, they had
do
a
it outside
graduation
though,
meeting
right?
the other day, so I need to follow up with her. I have her check-in with her this
Okay.
Thursday. So, we did talk about cost, and I just hadn't seen what the new carpet that she had gotten cost was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think it's a good investment too, because
Yeah.
moving forward, I mean, it's reusable,
yes.
right?
It is. One thing though, I mean, while you're chatting, I mean, I look at moving forward, and Karen and I talked about this, is versus a post chair, a four-post chair, they make a chair, just like the ones that are used right up here, that have a rail on the bottom, and that solves all the problems, both on the track as well as the turf. So moving forward, that might be something worth investigating, because then you can use them for any and all type of events, you know.
Do we rent our chairs?
The carpet run just for the way we're setting up graduation.
No,
We don't rent them?
yeah, we have chairs that we use.
Yeah, but they don't have those type revenue.
Correct, yeah,
So,
yep. You ready to store all those, Brian?
if you're buying, I'll find.
Got that empty bus garage now.
No, it's not empty. Athletics uses it.
Yeah, I'll find a place for something like that. Then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the plan is, yes, I know that there was a lot of behind-the-scenes work that needed to be done to make sure that we weren't doing anything to the turf. But then again, it's also weather is too,
Right.
but the hope is to be outside, yeah.
But I know the community impression is it's outside because of the senior meeting was told the girls can't wear heels because of the turf.
Well, and we always plan like it could be outside, yes.
Yes.
As long as, like I said, some of the
Yeah.
behind-the-scenes, and I wasn't able to be at the graduation meeting the other day, but I know they've had a lot of meetings to prepare, and I haven't heard no, so.
Sounds good. And,
I mean, like we typically do Tuesday night, the week of graduation.
Yep.
The final call based on everybody's praying. And
Yes.
whatever weather channel we can, and then, the flat sole shoes is a very important thing also. just
Yes.
because we know in other school districts, there's been problems with kids walking on turf. You know, again, we're not lining the entire field, we're lining the respective areas for protection against the chairs. And then we'll have some walkways, but it could be in the best interest of all participants.
well, Carrie's memo straight out said if you have heels on, you will not be allowed on the field. So hopefully that is reiterated and followed.
Gary doesn't beat around the bush, listen to me.
It's very clear.
Justin will be thankful for that too. so.
Yes. Oh, good. And then for graduation, Lori informed me flowers have been ordered for the board to hand out during our, yeah.
And then Carrie will send us, for those of you newer to it, she'll send us a nice detailed, what we need to do and where
Okay,
we need to
good.
be.
And what time.
That's what I was, what time do we usually have to be there?
6:45.
Oh, hold on.
And then Aaron has it where people will hand out, and I know there's a lot of, like, I'm sure want to give Jay's out, and she'll probably want to give Kendall's out, so they'll stagger it in a way that you give a certain amount out and certain flowers, so it's all organized when
Hand
you
out
get there.
diplomas.
No.
Yeah, no, you hand out the
Oh.
jackets. So
Yeah.
there's a board member that will hand a jacket to a board member who will hand it to Carrie, who, yeah. So it's always been really important for me to have the board, like, there's been talk before about having the board not be any part of graduation, but it's always been really important to me that we are up there and participating
Yeah.
because those diplomas don't come from Three Rivers Schools, they come from Three Rivers Board of Education and
Right.
through the policies and everything that we've set. So I've always liked that we
Mhm.
can play an active role in that. We used to be the ones that handed the diplomas to kids, but then kids ended up with graduation photos with a board member that they've never seen in their life. So we thought it was much better that they have their
Yes.
graduation photos with their high school principal versus a random board member, so.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so, but again, like Nicole and I will probably give our kids their diplomas and do their,
I have a senior too.
yeah. Oh, you do? Yeah, so you'll be
Oh, that's
there.
right. I forget that.
I was gonna say, I don't, yeah.
Yeah, so, but again, you'll have your little stack, you'll
Okay.
run through your 25 or whatever it is, and then we just kind of rotate through.
Rotate.
And we have a board member hand the kids flowers too on their way
Okay.
down
Yeah.
the steps, so.
Awesome.
But we'll get you all.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, good.
It's not hard.
I'll make
Not
sure
hard,
to
but
not
thanks.
wear high heels.
Yeah,
No high heels?
yeah,
Yeah,
or
I know.
dresses, it gets kind of windy on the stage too, we learned that the hard way
Yes.
a couple of years.
Our last
too.
one we had, it was freezing.
Freezing, yes.
It was so cold.
Yeah, so. All right, any other board calendar stuff I'm missing? Board member comment?
Oh, the band concert was great. That was Sunday evening, and they did the awards, obviously, for seniors and whatnot. But the interesting part was that the concert and symphony band did a joint,
Collaboration?
Performance?
yeah, and they apparently practiced it zero.
Oh, wow.
They practiced their own, and then when they came on Sunday, they all got in the zillion chairs, and it was awesome. So, yes, our band gets first place awards for a very good reason, because they're good.
They're very good.
Good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Rotary Honors Night was wonderful this year, so thanks to everyone who had a part in putting that together. Very well represented by lots of people in the community, and lots of scholarships given out, lots of happy kiddos, so.
And Mark Zimet will be recognized Thursday at the Rotary Lunch for his Educator of the Year for Rotary, so that's exciting.
Very cool. Okay, any other board member comment? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Or
Roll call?
Linda Baker,
Yes.
Nicole Cover, Ross Daniels, Melissa Patch,
Yes.
Amanda Allen,
yes.
Julia Ah,
Yes.
Aaron Noack.
Yes, meeting is adjourned.